My name is Ashley Mulder. I am 38 years old and I manage a dog daycare. I actually heard about Blue River CrossFit from a Google search. I knew that I wanted to find a CrossFit gym because I heard about CrossFit through my brother and sister-in-law who have been involved in CrossFit for probably over a decade. So I Googled CrossFit Gym Racine and Blue River came up.
Gym.
Okay, so the first time I saw CrossFit was probably watching like a CrossFit Games event or something like that, and I was simultaneously amazed and a little bit like jealous because how are people this around the board physically fit? How are we doing running and muscle ups and lifting heavy weights and doing all these things? I was fascinated by it and terrified. So my first initial intro into the Blue River gym was one of the No Sweat intros with Andrea. I'm a naturally extraordinarily introverted person, so I was pretty nervous and a little bit like a deer in headlights. If I remember correctly, Brian and Eric were still here, and Spencer were here cooling off after like a 9 a.m. class, so I saw like the camaraderie and was like, okay. And then Andrea showed me around, and from there, I kind of like knew that I needed to get the on-ramp going and kind of get started because I knew that this was what I wanted to do. I cannot specifically remember my first workout. I just remember feeling like, oh boy, I have to take my swimmers off and join a regular class. And I don't remember what we were doing, but I do remember looking at the board and then turning to Andrea desperately like, okay, but I can't do that yet. And she was like, it's okay, we'll find some scaling options. And I was in desperate need of scaling options at that point. But I remember afterwards just feeling that sense of accomplishment and getting that nice endorphin rush and loving every second of it. Okay, so when I see the word burpee on the board, my heart sinks a little bit. Not as much as it used to. I used to see burpee and said, that's nice, I'll be doing up downs. But now I'm actually doing burpees on a regular basis. And then the other thing I just am frustrated because I feel like I should be better at it than I am, is snatches. But my form is getting better. We're not doing a whole lot of weight, but the form is getting better. Probably my favorite thing to do is either squats or deadlifts. I have been in and out of being a gym rat for like the last 10 years, more out than in. I probably hadn't really been in a gym more than 4 or 5 times since probably pre-2020, but I had been a Planet Fitness member before then. I have decision fatigue, and so my biggest hindrance in going to the gym on a regular basis was having to decide what workout I was going to do that day. So one of my favorite things about CrossFit is the workout is laid out for me. I still have to decide what my scaling options are, but I don't have to overall decide my entire workout for that day. I just have to go in and get my sweat. When I joined, I was already kind of in the middle of a health and fitness journey. I had already lost about 30 pounds when I joined the gym. And since then, I've lost about another 30. And when I joined, I was really looking to not just lose weight, but as a woman to maintain healthy, lean muscle mass and make sure that I was staying strong and not just losing all of the muscle that I had acquired over my life. And I've been able to do that. I actually have gained, I wanna say 3 or 4 pounds of muscle in the process of losing that 30 pounds. I feel so much stronger. Getting out of bed is easier, my job is easier, sleep is better. When I joined, my body was in kind of constant pain. I was going to the chiropractor every 3 to 4 weeks, and I don't think I've needed to go to the chiropractor in about 6 months. I joined in February of 2024. I wanna say I finished on-ramp the first week of February, and that was when my first class was. So I've been in the gym for about 9 months, And about 6 months of that, I haven't had to go to the chiropractor once. I was definitely intimidated the first time I walked into the gym. I was like, I don't know if I can keep up with these people because, you know, my main exposure to CrossFit had been watching the game. So you only see these absurdly fit people whose entire life is the gym. It's not just what they do to generally stay fit and healthy, that's their job. And so I think it was really helpful for me the first time I did walk into a regular class outside of on-ramp and saw normal people, not, you know, elite athletes that are stringing together bar muscle ups, just everyday people that are here to stay healthy and active and have a good time. And I went from being nervous to just finding that sense of community and loving every second of it. I'm definitely able to lift a lot more weight. I don't think I could do, I'm trying to think of things I don't have to scale anymore. I couldn't do a single box jump when I joined the gym, and now this weekend we did 50 box jumps in a workout at 20 inches. Pretty proud of that one. I think when we started, I was squatting like 75 pounds, and now I'm up to 155. Just the difference in my strength is huge. My cardiovascular fitness is way better. Real life practical applications. I own a horse, and moving a single bag of his feed used to be a struggle because it's 50 pounds. Turns out when you learn how to clean weight off the ground, it works not just on a barbell, but on everyday items. So heavy bags of food for my horse aren't hard to lift anymore. It's legit the first time I had to go buy it after I had like done a proper clean workout and really figured out how to use like my hips and my legs. I was like, oh, when they say functional fitness, they mean functional fitness. As someone who kind of fairly recently kind of jumped in the pool of fitness, I would say to someone who's thinking about it but has been hesitant to join, not necessarily Blue River, but do any kind of health and fitness journey, is the worst thing that can happen is you feel better about yourself. Like any little bit of movement or weight or anything that you can do to like add to your day, whether it be walking around the block twice, you're never gonna regret the little things that you did that could improve your health long term.
Perfect. That's it.
Woo!